So here we are, about 800 to 1,200 feet in the air, looking at the Freedom Tower and the same of the Empire State Building. Because on August 30th, 2025, I had the pleasure of accompanying my college roommate and dear friend of over 30 years, Eric Borghi, on a plane ride down the Hudson River, across the Jersey Bayshore area via Sandy Hook, and then back north again. As we overlook Jersey City and the Communipaw train station, you can see the Statue of Liberty on the far left, Ellis Island, and then in the bottom right now you can see the white empty sky memorial and of course the train station proper there. So as we fly northeast to get ourselves set up for a north to south approach to Manhattan and Jersey City, we're approaching these areas where there are different authorities in charge of the airspaces and how high these single engine planes can go and whatnot. So we end up flying very, very low as we come right to go over the Hudson River and see the Piedmont fishing area here and the marsh that surrounds it. Pretty cool stuff. Here we are making our turn south towards the city proper, which you can see off in the distance there. And as we're flying, I'm noticing that we're at the same height as these buildings. So we were between 800 and about 1,200 feet during this flight to satisfy all the authorities, needs for having us in safe zones and all that. So we were flying as high as some of these buildings. In fact, lower than the top of the Empire State Building. So it was as we overlooked Jersey City. It was quite an experience and quite humbling, quite just realizing the reality of being at the altitude that we were and that buildings are that tall. It was just a new experience for me. As we were right above the exit portals for the North River tunnels, they're at the bottom center of the screen. Those tunnels go right over to Madison Square Garden to Penn Station there. And we come back around here and we're starting to approach Hoboken there. You can see Pier A Park. And as we look down the river, why don't we pause a second to just look at the Hoboken waterfront, the Pier A Park sticking out there, and of course the very noticeable Hoboken Terminal. Beautiful train station that it is, pretty old. So we're back on the Manhattan side, focused on 40 Wall Street with that pyramid copper green shaped dome there, or top. And then there's a moment there, you see the Brooklyn Bridge, and then we're focused in on the west side there, all the financial district and the Freedom Tower and such buildings. And as we come around again to the New Jersey side of things, we're looking at Jersey City, and the very tallest building there, all the way on the right, is 99 Hudson. And then the last building that we're seeing there is 30 Hudson, and they are the first and second tallest buildings in New Jersey, respectively. As we're looking at the Morris Canal Basin there, and then, of course, the Communipaw train station. At the lower center, you're seeing the Empty Sky Memorial, that large white structure there. And then as we look up there, you can see to the left, you can see Ellis Island, and then further to the left, of course, the Statue of Liberty. And behind that, on the land there, of course, is Black Tom Island. We had the pleasure a number of years ago, I think it was 2019, of performing on the site there, just to the right of the main building there on that little pavilion there. It was really a meaningful experience. We performed a program that was all music related to trains, New Jersey, and the harbor. So it was a really appropriate venue for such a great program. I felt very lucky as I had this guided plane tour of the Hudson River, New York City area, general metropolitan area. It was a really meaningful experience to be there. Look at that Statue of Liberty. It's just amazing to be that close to it and there on your own terms. And then as we approach the Verrazzano Bridge and all that's associated with that, Staten Island and Brooklyn on the other side, straight ahead you can see Sandy Hook and then, of course, northern Monmouth County. And I just felt very fortunate to be seeing all of these things. And as we sort of came out of New York Harbor proper and saw Fort Wadsworth and the ferry terminal there in Staten Island and got this amazing beauty pass of the Verrazzano Bridge, and we were headed towards my home in New Jersey to do a beauty pass there, which will be done in another video. But I learned that there were these lighthouses, specifically the West Bank Lighthouse and the Romer Shoal Lighthouse, and these two islands, Swinburne Island and Hoffman Island. And right now that's Sandy Hook and the Bayshore of New Jersey. But here are these islands, and just very interesting quarantine stations created in around 1873. They're artificial, and this is where they would put people if they were emigrating and they had diseases. They would stay on Swinburne Island or Hoffman Island. It's really fascinating stuff. So just very lucky that I got to see all these things that maybe normal folks don't get to see all the time. Really grateful to Eric Borghi and his wonderful generosity and hospitality of showing me all these wonderful things, two great buildings. Thanks very much for joining me today. I appreciate you being with me.